Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy birthday to me. Can I hear me? Happy birthday to me. Can I hear me? Yes, I can. Janice, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Steve B, happy birthday, Ed. Thanks, man. Hey, born in 1959. You do the math. I'm 64. And my driver's license expired today, and I didn't realize it until I thought of it, and it's Sunday, and I didn't think of it Friday. But that happened last time, uh, 4 years ago. I was, I can't remember if I was 4 days or 4 weeks late getting my driver's license, but they didn't give me a hard time. I guess there's a grace period. Anyway, I hope there is. Find out tomorrow. But anyway, I literally haven't done one of these in like a year. So I want to see. I want to check something here. Scene 3. Okay, can you still hear me? Check, check, check. Can you still hear me? Check, check, check. Can you still hear me? Yeah, you can. Okay, so. Okay, I just wanted to check to see if that worked. Go back to that. Okay. So I haven't done one of these in like a year. Uh, just to hang out. It's been a long time. I think Linda and I have streamed a couple times. Uh, Mostly it's just been band videos and my cooking videos, which a lot of you seem to watch. Uh, I hope you enjoy that. I enjoy doing it. I do it every day. I could make a video every day, but yeah, it gets hard to do. Make a video every day. So what do you got? We got 2 people watching right now. Let me check this. 3, maybe 3. I don't know. But I really don't know a whole lot to talk about other than if you've been watching the band videos, you know we went from a rock and roll band. We went to doing using the acoustic guitar and playing a lot of acoustic music. And that's because the venues that we play at, they'd stopped using bands and started using like single acts and duos and stuff like that, and getting away from the louder rock bands. And so, we rehearsed a lot. We learned a bunch of music, uh, and tried going that route. And most of our gigs are like outdoors. Uh, they've been this summer. Now this summer we didn't have a whole lot of gigs because we weren't in the loop of doing it this way. So it takes a while to get broke in to oh, I know what I got to do. I have to go over here and I have to go to live chat to see if anybody's talking. Come on, people, talk. But anyway, we weren't in the loop for doing anything. And let's see if we can get going here. Oh, it's on. This is going to be rough. What was I doing? I don't think the loop grabbed. Oh, not bad. Thanks, John. try something else. Hope they're in tune together. My luck, they won't be. That's right. Hey, Evil. I'm pretty sure today's Evil's birthday. Alright. Fun is fun is fun. Just want to have it plugged in. Yes, Evil, I am old. Older. Another year older. You less old. You're not going in reverse, buddy. Trust me. I know you're not. But the relentless marching of time that all brings us to the inevitable end of death. That's what scares me most. Anyway, so what'd you do for your birthday, Evil? Did you do anything special? I made a casserole. A really literally cheesy one. A literally cheesy casserole of potatoes, ground beef, and cheese, and onions, and that was it. That was the whole thing. By 2 years. Really? You're that? I didn't think you were that old. Holy mokes, man. Did you get your driver's license renewed? Because I forgot. And I got to pray to God that when I go down there tomorrow, they don't give me shit for being a day late. You know, I would have done it Friday. I would have done it. If I'd have thought of it. I wasn't even thinking about it. And then it just occurred to me today that, crap, your license expires this year. Man, what a bummer. Okay, I'm looking over here at this chat. Anyway, anywho, so Janice is like 7 years older. He got his license last year. You did it a year ahead of time. I didn't know they'd let you do that. Okay, it's time to name that tune. See if I can get a copyright strike. Do it online and you won't have to worry about it. It's probably too late for that now, John. Name that tune. Whoa. It's your first clue. Come on, Janice. Another clue in a minute. Whoa, mercy. Got it. Whoa, mercy, mercy me. Whoa, things ain't what they used to be, no, no. Where did all the blue skies go? Was it in the wind that blows from the north and south and east? Mother, mother, what one's this? There's too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. We've got to find a way to bring some love back here today. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, what's going on? We're gonna do a little medley of those. You know how old you are. I've done that before. I've even wrote it down wrong on shit. Whoa, mercy, mercy me. those two together. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? What's this chord? Tough one. I like those two songs together. They work well together, and you can make it like a little medley. A little medley. No meddling with the medley. Squire, thanks, man. Squire, did you catch my medley there? Tell me if you caught my little medley. Okay. All right. So don't tell Squire what it is. Let's see if he can guess it. Before I start singing. I know he'll get it. Okay, I'm gonna sing it. Whoa, mercy, mercy me. Whoa, things ain't what they used to be, no. Where did all the blue skies go? It is the wind that blows from the north and southeast. Mother, second part says there's too many of you crying. Brother, there's far too many of you dying. So we got to find a way to get some love back today. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? Be our new medley that we do. I'm going to do Mercy, Mercy Me, the whole song or most of it, and then it's just that one line of what's going on. H sharp with suspended 11th, John. Yeah, there you go. It's the same chord as ship doo doo. Shooby dooby. Shooby dooby. It is, if you didn't know what it was, it's an E major 7. A major 7. That's what it is. So Squire, I think that song, Mercy, Mercy Me, I think that'll go over good in an acoustic type setting, along with throwing in what's going on. You have to excuse me, it's my birthday, I'm drinking beer. Took me a while to get this set up because for some reason OBS wouldn't recognize this camera. And it took a while to get it to do that. The windshield is bugged. Oh man. Yeah, it's that time of year. I don't know about there, but around here it's when all the... Actually, this time of year when it gets to be fall is when all the little stingies come out. The ones that like to sting you. The yellow jackets and the ground bees. And that kind of crap. I guess they're stocking up before winter, but they can be miserable little buggers. So, I really don't know what to talk about. I just wanted to... We didn't have too many mosquitoes. It wasn't that bad, even though it rained a lot. Oh, really? The right side of the audio drops out. Okay. I will look into that right now and tell you why. Tell me why you cried. Yes, it did. So let's go to audio capture device. Scene 3. Audio input capture. Stream mix, left, right, Revelator. Okay. Check 1, 2. All right. John, did that fix it? And I'm glad you told me that because that fixed it. Copyright claim on that song, but who cares? What the hell? Thanks for telling me that, John, because otherwise I'd have never known until somebody said something. So I'm glad you said it. We got a gig coming up September 30th. Weather permitting. And we got one coming up October 6th. And then October 15th, I believe, we're leaving for North Carolina for a little vacation. I am using the PreSonus Revelator. You got to keep them revelated. And it is, I can show it to you here. It is this microphone right here. The Revelator. The USB condenser mic. Really nice mic. Especially for, like this. We even used it when Linda and I have played. And then you've got to turn the gain down because of the volume, and then I have to sing through something. No, I don't have to do anything. I'm going through OBS. Is it synced up? Let me check. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. I don't have to do anything like that. OBS takes care of it. Should do a lot more streaming with Linda, but this summer we've been really busy. Oh, I gotta tell you guys a sad story. I'll tell this story real quick. I worked with a guy. I'm even gonna have to smoke so I don't get upset. 1990, when I was in college, I worked in the maintenance department part-time during the week and then full-time summers. And my father was the former building superintendent of Kent State University in Ashtabula. That means he took care of all the maintenance of the building, all the plumbing, electrical, groundskeeping, anything that came up, concrete, literally anything that came up. And he had hired another guy to work with him named Al. And Al was a honest to God tradesman. He was a master of all the trades, especially carpentry and concrete, and he knew a lot about electrical and plumbing too, and on the commercial level. Well, my dad retired. I was there with my dad for 1 year in college, and then he retired. So I was working with Al and another guy who is like one of my best friends now, who still lives down the street, who just retired a couple years ago from there, George. I met him there. He got hired while I was working there, and we became best friends. They had hired this guy, an electrician named Dan, to do a bunch of electrical work, putting up lighting in the commons area and in some other areas that needed updated, right? This was 1990. So he was putting up fluorescent lights, lamps, long 4-foot lamps, okay. And Dan and I kind of hit it off, and Dan was a clean-cut businessman type guy. And here I'm this long-haired musician going to college, and he saw me. I grew up, my dad was a plasterer and a drywaller, and when I was a kid he had a drywall business. Well, he had it his whole life, even while he worked at Kent, but I spent my life doing it. And Al had me doing some wall repair in some hallways and classrooms, and Dan saw me and he was watching me, and he goes, wow, you're pretty good at that. He goes, I've got an addition that I've already hung, and I need somebody to tape it and finish it and then help me. I'll help them texture it. And I said, well, Christmas break was coming up, and we would get 2 weeks off, and then I would work full time at college for 2 weeks. Well, I talked to Al, my boss, and I said, hey, Al, instead of working here at Kent for 2 weeks, would you possibly mind if I took 2 weeks off and went and did this drywall job for Dan, because he's going to pay me a lot more money than what I make here? And Dan was like, hell yeah, go do it. Because he had hired Dan, and they had worked together for years. So Dan and I became friends. So a couple of years later, after college, I was working in I worked for a couple of years in a tool and die shop, and then I went to a precast concrete factory as a CAD draftsman, drawing precast concrete panels. And I did that for 2 years, and after 2 years of being locked in a closet, literally a closet, with a plotter and a couple computers, and no windows to the outside world, only a window to the outer office, I couldn't do it. I packed it in. So on my last day, I packed my stuff up, and on my way home, I stopped at Dan's house. And him and his son were working on siding on his house. And I said, told him what was going on, and I go, I'm looking for work. He goes, you came at just the right time, because my son Mike is leaving for college Monday. This was on a Friday. And he said, and Monday I'm starting a little roof repair job. Started working with him Monday morning, and off and on, mostly on, worked for him for almost 30 years, since 1990. Well, that would have been about 1990. 1995, somewhere around there. And so in 2014 or 15, we did this great big renovation of a cottage down here, and it's kind of like a homeowners association, and it was a big renovation, and we spent months on it. We were there April, May, June, July, and August. We were there. And I had told him at Labor Day that when Labor Day came, I wasn't going to be available because I had to play like 5 or 6 times over Labor Day weekend. Sometimes I had to play twice a day, and they were long gigs. They were 4-hour gigs, most of them. And he was kind of like, well, he didn't quite get the playing in the band thing because he didn't ever come to see us or follow it, and it didn't give a shit. And he wanted, we were doing this door. This is a whole nother story, but this great big double door, carbon fiber door, I had to strip it and stain it. And the people didn't like it when I got done. They thought it looked like it was painted instead of stained, so I had to strip it again. Got the whole door done. They were satisfied with it. I put 1 coat of sealer on it, and it needed 1 more coat. And this was on Friday, and I told him on Saturday, I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to show up to do it. It'll take you 45 minutes to come out here and put this coat on it. Well, it came to, not really words, but it came to an understanding that, you cocksucker, if you don't show up, you're not getting paid. I said, all right. So I didn't show up, and I never showed up again. So for the last couple of years, we've been trying to get somebody to help renovate this kitchen. And people would come and look at it, and we'd talk about it, and they'd give me prices of like $15,000 and not know what it's going to cost until we get into it. Finally, I told Linda, I said, look, I'm going to go out to Dan's house, and I'm going to ask him if he'll help me redo the kitchen. He'll either throw me off his property or he won't. So I went out there and pulled in his driveway, and his wife was out in the yard raking leaves. This was in May. And I said, Paige, is Dan around? She said, yeah, he's in the house. Let me go get him. Well, he comes walking out, and Dan was a healthy guy, but he had diabetes and he had some other problems. And as he got older, the problems piled up. Well, after not seeing him for like about 8 years, he comes out of his house. He's all hunched over. He can't even stand up straight or hardly look up. And he says, Jesus Christ, with all that gray hair, I didn't recognize you, And I says, well, Jesus Christ, I thought you were dead, Ha, 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 ha. So, no problem. She said, hey, what's up? It's good to see you. I said, I need help. Well, what kind of help? So I told him, need to get this kitchen remodeled. I've got all the stuff in my garage. It's sitting there. People keep stiffing me and giving me these ridiculous prices. He goes, all right, let me come out and look at it. He goes, I'm retired, Ed. I said, yeah. I go, but, I never wanted really anybody but me and you to do this job anyway. That was the original plan years ago that had never come to fruition. He said, well, kind of the last hurrah, huh? I said, yeah, something like that. So he came out and looked at it, and he said, tell Linda she's going to get her kitchen. So he started showing up, and we started working, and you can look at the video on my channel of the kitchen video. Check that out. Check it out, and you'll see what went down. We got it all done. Rewired, replumbed, new floor, new walls, fixed the ceiling. It was a huge job. And because, we had worked together for so long and had so much history together, he really, really, really went easy on me on the price. Well, the end of August, well, it was before Labor Day. Probably 4 or 5 weeks ago now, 4 weeks ago. We finished the job, paid him, everything was cool. Talked to him on the phone a couple times. We had plans. We were going to come over here and have a fish fry, and he was going to show his wife the work that we did. And get a phone call at 9 o'clock in the morning. I answered the phone, and it's wife. She says, Ed, Dan died. And I was like, what? She said, Dan died last night, yesterday afternoon. I said, you got to be kidding me. She goes, no, he was doing a job down the street for a lady, putting in a light pole at the end of her driveway. He had it all done, and all he had left to do was go back today and pour 3 bags of ready-mix concrete to set the light, and he was done. And he was packing his tools up, and the lady came home from work and said, hey, Dan, would you like a beer? It's hot out. And he said, sure would. And he sat down and took a drink and fell back and was gone. And I was shook, and the first thing in my mind, come to my mind, was, Jesus Christ, I killed him, because he would have to go to a lot of appointments while we were working, early in the morning. He'd always schedule everything as early as he could in the morning and go see his cardiologist or his people taking care of his diabetes or whatever problems he had. And then come here and work, and we'd work through the afternoons. And he had called me and he says, well, I don't think you know, but I spent the last couple of days in the hospital. I said, you did? What happened? He said, well, he woke up one morning and almost fainted, and went and got checked out, and they found out that his blood pressure medicine was regulating his blood pressure, but it was also dropping his pulse way down to where his pulse was going way down. And so they put him on other medications and got him straightened out, and he thought everything was cool. He thought everything was going good. Well, it wasn't, and we had the funeral, and I went to the funeral, and I told his wife, I said, if you need anything ever, give me a call. I haven't checked on her yet. I need to do that, but that's the story. We spent the beginning of the summer. It took us until almost the end of June to finish the kitchen. And you can go watch that video. I wish you would go watch it. But anyway, so that's what we were doing. And, we played a few gigs here and there. We rehearsed more than we played out, because we learned a bunch of music. We learned a bunch of new songs. Yeah, we learned Frank Sinatra songs and stuff, and Peter Frampton tunes and all kinds of stuff. You've seen the videos on my channel if you watch it, but is anybody still listening? Did I depress everybody to the point where you're not listening anymore? Let me refresh this and see if anybody. Oh, I got an ad. If anybody was paying attention. Yeah, we're listening. Huh? Yeah, evil, thanks. Sorry to hear that, John. Yeah, so anyway, that that's that, you know, and we won't be doing any more jobs together anytime soon. So, well. Okay, I'm gonna remind you one more time. If you get a chance, and John, I'd like to thank you for all the support you've given me. If you have a mind to go check me out on Patreon, the more people that subscribe over there, the more content that will get put up. I should put up more content there, but it ends up on YouTube usually. But I usually post like full sets of the band playing there. But I'm going to start putting up some kind of personal stuff over there, and check that out if you like. I like to thank you guys for watching the videos and hanging out with me. It's been, let me get a check on the time here. It's been almost an hour, so. And I got this thing figured out so that, you know, we can play the guitar and have a couple different camera views and have some decent sound, because I'll just save this setting. And on behalf of the band and myself, I'd like to say thank you for coming and hope we pass the audition. Take a drink and sign out. I know. Yeah. I said that, you know. I hope that's how I go. Hey, thanks guys. Happy birthday, TD 504. Touchdown. Thanks a lot. Thanks you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me for all these years. I've known most of you for, well, you know, on YouTube, but for quite a few years, man. It's been a long time. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna check out. I know my little dog Toto is just losing his mind because the door's shut. He doesn't know what to do, so I gotta open the door and let him in to see me. So, all right, guys, thanks again. Catch y'all later. Peace.